I control that shit. I have a big ass contingency, and nobody know my bag but me. You may think you know the bag, but you don't know my bag. The question was, because you're doing publicly funded deals, will general contractors take liberties and spend your money effectively, right? More than they should. And I think that's the onus of the developer. You have to control your own purse strings, right? If you ain't going to your OAC meetings every week, your fault, right? And I'm not blaming nobody, because I've been that person too. Let somebody else have too much free reign, and they will spend your money. Absolutely. Anybody got kids? Yes. Exactly. Same thing. They will spend your money all day if you let them. Same thing. So you have to control your purse strings, you have to watch it, and you have to be pushy.
To the Higginbotham apartments. We are, as you can see, this used to be an old blighted DPS school. It is not that anymore. This is a $40 million project that you're going to get to hear all about. We're going to stop right up here near the entrance, and we'll deboard, disembark, and we're going to get this read tour started. We're going to get this read tour started. Excuse me. We're going to get this read tour started. That's what's up. Let's go. Let's get it started.
What up, YouTube? Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to Flux City. My name is Thomas. I just took a tour at the Higginbotham Art Residences, and it's an amazing experience. I was at the groundbreaking ceremony just a few months ago, and the construction in this neighborhood really has changed the neighborhood a lot. This used to be a blight here in the community. The school has been abandoned for some years now, and just to see how fast the construction has gone, especially with a black developer like Rod Hardamon, it's been amazing to see the progress. So yeah, definitely like, comment, and subscribe. And check this out once it's complete.
Come on, y'all, come on. Come to the building.
Come on, y'all. Come on.
Don't be scared.
Let's go, Rod.
All right, fam, we're going to get started with the tour. We ask that you give Brother Hardamon, who is once again, a READ Executive Committee member, an incredible round of applause. Brother Hardamon.
What up, everybody?
What up, dog?
Everybody sign their waivers?
Nah.
Y'all gotta go. So for those who don't know me, my name is Rod Hardamon. I am the CEO and founder of the Urge Group. We are a real estate advisory, development, and investment platform headquartered here. And you are here at our largest development project to date. Just quick, I'm a Detroit native, public school grad, went to Morehouse, did 20 years somewhere else, and then came back home. And in 2016, we founded Urge to really focus on community revitalization, economic development. Our first project is the OC Art Apartments on Grand River in the North Corktown area. We have a project that we're working on McNichols and Lift 6, but this is our biggest project to date. This is the Higginbotham Art Residences. Quick historical background for those who know this area. This was a historic school abandoned for several years. It was really thought to be no hope for the building. University of Detroit Jesuit Academy and High School bought the Johnson Rec Center and all the green. So good. We'll let that slide because you're cool. But there was no thought about what we could do here. Everyone assumed the building had to be torn down. Unfortunately, the residents would not allow that to happen. Now, I won't say unfortunately, fortunately. They stood up and said, actually, we want to preserve the historical legacy of our neighborhood. And so they had the building designated historic. The problem is, once you do that, it kind of froze everybody else who thought they could do the project. Several years ago, one of the city council members, the former city council member, Roy McAllister, approached us, could we figure something out? And for those who know me, I'm usually crazy enough to try to figure it out. And we thought we could actually save the building and turn this into one of the larger housing projects, affordable housing projects in the city of Detroit. And that's what we set out to do. So we're gonna walk through this building. We turn the Higginbotham School into the Higginbotham Art Residences. This is a 3.5-acre campus, 100 units, 40 units in the historic school building, and 60 units in the new construction, 30 in this building A, and 30 in building B. All right, so 100 units, 100 parking spots, EV charging stations, the whole nine. The other thing which you'll see is that for all of our projects, we think about not only investing capital in in infrastructure. We think about investing culture. We're actually infusing art into the project, so there'll be some outdoor sculpture gardens. There'll be actually access to art in the building. So we want this to be a kind of an infusion and actually reinvest in the neighborhood and everybody that kind of lives here with us. So with that, let's go walk through the building. Y'all ready?
Yeah.
Oh, well, first of all, y'all gotta say what up to my family. Say what up, family.
What up, family?
There we go. All right, let's go. Do it. You can kind of see how we're restoring the building, and we're also building the 2 new construction buildings. A couple things to note. This is both a LIHTC and a historic tax credit project. With a whole lot of other stuff wrapped into it to pull it off.
Clap it up.
So this is going to be a really cool project. You're going to see the overall area view, and we'll walk in now so I can give you some of the details. So as you have questions, we can make this conversational, so let's talk while we walk so that we can keep the tour going and you get all your questions answered. Is that cool? Yep. Good. All right, let's go in. So for those who want to be adventurous, y'all can come in here with me. And remember, y'all sign y'all waivers so you're in the hall. So where's the team from Doak's Design at? Are they in yet? Doak's Design. When we first started managing this project, the first person I called was Kim Doakes, right? We wanted to say, y'all know Kim Doakes? Yeah. All right, one of the dopest architects. You need some work done, get that work done. I needed to sell before I had an actual idea that knew I could pull it off, I had to give people a story. Anybody who's ever worked with me talking about development or talking about every area, you know the first thing I'm gonna tell you is that you gotta have a story. Right? You walk in with a no story, some numbers on a page, ain't got nothing to really tell nobody, show nobody, you ain't got no deal. So the first thing I always do is create a story. Part of the story to helping people understand this is possible was showing them a visual representation of what could happen. And the person that helped us really do that was Doak's Design. And so because of that initial investment and partnership, we helped everybody understand how possible this could be, and how beautiful it could be. Now, the first thing I wanted to do, we couldn't pull off, but we did it kind of a way. We wanted to do lofts. My original concept was to take the first floor and dig down into the basement and make a 2-story loft. People was like, "You're crazy." I said, "So what? I want to do it anyway." The mission was like, "No, you can't do that." But they said, "But you can do this." We are in the original gymnasium and cafetorium for the school. So the 2/3 of the building, so you're sitting right here. This is actually, you're sitting in one of the loft units. So we're gonna turn 2 of these spaces into loft apartments. And then this area, while you see the basketball hoop, that's gonna be the fitness center. So they will actually have a gym and a fitness center on location. So if you come by and see the picture, this is kind of view of what the lofts look like. And this is a view of how a mock-up of the rendering of how the gymnasium will look, the fitness center, right? As you know, normally when folks are doing affordable housing projects, you ain't got no fitness center. We're gonna have a fitness center, we're gonna have art, we're gonna have the whole 9. Cool, all right? Fact question, or fact check. How much do y'all think this project costs?
$40 million.
Oh, y'all must have got a cheat sheet. So it's a $40 million project. $40 million project. It includes LIHTC, it includes historic. We have significant support from both the state of Michigan as well as the state of Detroit. Shout out to current Councilwoman Angela Callaway. Without her, this would not have happened. She actually fought like hell to make sure not only people understood and heard the vision, but make sure that the city council and the mayor's office actually supported this in a real way. Without that support and her leadership, it actually wouldn't happen. So when y'all thinking about who your city council folks are, right? If they're not folks that are gonna fight for your interests and make sure what you're trying to do to benefit the neighborhood gonna happen, you need a new city council person. Understood? All right, let's keep walking. So we're gonna go this way. Any questions so far? Okay. So the other big thing as folks come around the corner is that when the community lost the Johnson Rec Center, it was a significant blow. And it created a significant amount of distrust to anyone coming to do development afterwards. We've been doing community engagement literally for 3 or 4 years. Just about every month we go to somebody's community meeting, particularly Garden Homes, which houses their meeting at Johnson Rec Center. We do 8 Mile, we do Emerge, so we built a lot of community ties. But because of that, we wanted to make sure we gave something back. There's two things we were able to get back. I told you about the art, but that's just not really getting back, so we didn't any deal. They lost their community space. So we turned the auditorium into a community room. This community room will be actually useful for all of our residents here, but also be useful for all the neighborhood as well. So instead of having all their community meetings at Johnson Rec Center, now they have another place. If somebody wants to do a baby shower, right, wedding bridal shower, or even just get together, they'll have another space here. So we wanted to make sure they understood this is not just our building, but the broader our building, it's theirs as well. Cool? Make sense? All right. You see Russian, you gotta keep going. That was the best one.
Like a wedding or, you know, maybe taking a new contract.
So I control part of my own budget. And there's certain subcontractors we make sure are included in the bid process. Now, this is a competitive bid, so I can't determine who gets it. They gotta win it. But I can show them, make sure you get to bid on it beneficially. And then I can be really influential. So when it comes down to the numbers match, I think it's my decision.
What the bag looks like, you know, that they're incentivized to spend more than what they should.
I control that shit. I have a big ass contingency, and nobody know my bag but me. You may think you know the bag, but you don't know my bag. The question was, because you're doing publicly funded deals, will general contractors take liberties and spend your money effectively, right? More than they should. And I think that's the onus of the developer. You have to control your own purse strings, right? If you ain't going to your OAC meetings every week, your fault, right? And I'm not blaming nobody, because I've been that person too. Let somebody else have too much free reign, and they will spend your money. Absolutely. Anybody got kids? Exactly. Same thing. They will spend your money all day if you let them. Same thing. So you have to control your purse strings, you have to watch it, and you have to be pushy. So the one of the things on this site, we said, I want Detroiters, and I would love those Detroiters to look like the broader population of Detroit. And there are times when this site is all black and brown. And there are times when it ain't. But at least make sure that folks are getting sizable contracts from this work. So I want y'all to feel free to fly in here real quick. This is a sample unit. So again, every classroom becomes a unit, right? And so you see the rendering right outside it, but just go take a look. One thing you'll notice that all the rooms have crazy big windows. That's one of the biggest selling points. Yes.
So when it comes to plumbing, restrooms, how are you?
Building. So if you look overhead, you'll see, you can see the mechanicals. So we basically brought all the mechanicals to the roof on the second floor, and some of the plumbing at the bottom. So electricals at the top, plumbing's at the bottom. So the question was, how do you accommodate for having bathrooms and kitchens in a space that when a classroom they never had it before? And so you just build it in. So you run the mechanicals for your plumbing oftentimes from the bottom of the floor, and then you can run your gas and electric if you have it. We're all electric, it runs from the ceilings.
I see you salvaging your tile. Is that because of the historical tax credits or because you want to repurpose?
Both. But as a historic deal, like if you ever do a historic deal, the one thing that most people don't fully appreciate, you have to damn near put that building back together just like it was. You get some of the way, like if you were a developer, you wouldn't make a hallway this big, right? But you don't have a choice in historic, so you have to leave it as is. So yes, Ann.
What's the square footage on this unit?
Good question. I'll tell you one second. That square footage, that's probably a 650 square foot unit.
How are you on scheduling?
Scheduling? We're on schedule.
Nice.
We should be finished with the first buildings by summer 2026, and then our last piece will be done around October. By end of next year, we'll be done.
Have tariffs affected you?
Have tariffs affected me? No, we were pretty much, I think we were 70%, 75% bought out in January. So we're pre-tariff.
Does the building offer elevators? Will you have elevators?
Yes, this is the elevator shaft right here.
Ah,
Ooh.
perfect.
Anybody who's ever built a building, The sexiest thing is having an elevator. First time I got my elevator, I was like, ooh, I feel so special. All right, we're gonna walk out this way, so we keep it on schedule, give you a chance to see the new construction building, and then it should be good, right?
Rod.
Also, take a look, when you're walking through, just get a look at the vantage point, see the views you get to see from the windows. Do you know, one of the reasons why I was so excited for this building is because U of D bought the damn other 12 acres. So all my residents get 12 acres of pretty green space to look at. They may not be able to use it, but it sure better look like in a parking lot.
Rod.
Yes.
What's the unit makeup?
Unit makeup. The studios, 1s and 2s. What's the split? Let's see. 100. It's probably 50 to 55 one-bedrooms. Then it's studios. And there's a few two-bedrooms. But whatever the business, you know actually what you're saying? But it's subject to whatever the business standard is. Remember this one? Well, you can't really do privacy windows. You can't do that in historic. You missed it very, very particular. What you do. But what you will find is, the building won't be an open place. Great question. All right, so this is going to be our courtyard area. So the other thing we're really excited about is that in the this southeast corner is going to be a top line of the playscape. Instead of putting the playscape inside the boundary of the building, you actually put it outside the perimeter so the community can use it. So we're actually giving a kind of a little playscape for the community as well.
Nice.
Let's go this way, because this is going to take you towards the bus. So this is one of the, this will be one of 2 new construction buildings. Again, each of these buildings will be 30 units. So the reason why we had to do new construction, because the math didn't work on the school. I wanted everything to be in the school, the math didn't work. So what we did was we wanted to build 60 units, 2 new construction buildings, 30 units each. This is a rendering of how these, how the units kind of will look out and stack. Mix of studios, 1s and 2 bedrooms. Each unit gets either a balcony or a porch. Every unit gets washer and dryers, and it should be a pretty good mix. So if you want to take a quick gander through the first floor, the cool things you'll see is that all the electrical and plumbing is already roughed in, and we got shower stalls already. So when did we start construction this whole process? Do y'all know?
I know break ground.
We broke ground in December. We actually started construction in February of this year.
Wow.
In February, since then, we've actually done all the demo, all the abatement, started rebuilding the building, and built these 2 new buildings. So that's it. All right, any questions?
What's the price point on the unit?
They range from 30% AMI to 80% AMI. I think the net average for Michigan is 60% AMI. So if you want to go in and take a quick look, we got a few minutes left. Please be careful, stay on the first floor. It's probably easiest for y'all, but y'all get a sense of the layout of the new construction.
Solid. Looks good, looks good.
Oh, it's 2 new construction buildings. Each one has 30 units. So this will be the first one. There's one on the table. I'm like, I don't want a chalkboard in my classroom, in my bedroom. And you can live over here.
Okay.
So you use LIHTC for this particular part?
The entire project is LIHTC.
The entire project.
This one is so great question. The school is historic and LIHTC.
Yeah.
The new construction is only LIHTC.
So is it 4 or 9%?
4%.
I know 9% is very competitive.
Yeah,
How
4%.
how many units that you had to build to be affordable? I mean, I know you had to at least do.
You need at least 50.
Yeah, 50.
And that's borderline.
Yeah.
At least 50.
Who's the GC and who are more specifically your MEP subs?
So we have Ronish is the GC.
Thank you, boss. Appreciate
Eddy
you.
Electrical is the done electrical. Just asked me how I told you the plumbing. And then a lot of we've been able to choose. What I've not been able to, but I've chosen to choose. We did all the abatement directly. So we made sure the abatement contractors was our folks. And then we have the actual framers and the construction contractors. No commercial space. It's all residential. I blanked. I'll give it to you.
Biggest challenge you and your team has overcome so far?
The biggest challenge?
Yeah. So far.
So the biggest challenge, the question, what's the biggest challenge so far? When you do a project this size, I think sometimes the real answer is my biggest challenge is always liquidity, right? Everybody wants public funded money until you gotta wait for the publicly funded check. And then what are you gonna do in the meantime? Well, somebody who you know doing bridge loans for $5 million a pop, right? Well, let's even make it simple. Your GC ain't been paid in 4 months. Who floating the check? Usually that means we are. Oh shit, we don't have that much money. So that's the biggest challenge. The liquidity piece to how do you float and keep projects moving despite everything else going on. That was the first one. If you're gonna do any historic building, the second thing you'll learn quickly, it's always worse than you think. So whatever they let you do for contingency for historic, you add some more cushion to it, right? We didn't take out more walls than we expected. The basement was worse than we expected, all that stuff. But even with that, we still stand on track.
What is your plan for the basement?
It's just storage for the firm. Last question. Yes, one more.
How did you vet the GC for this project?
How do we vet the GC? We actually been talking to GCs for like 2-3 years. We probably started working and talking to Ronish 2 years before we started. It was a very long process. I learned some really important lessons. Jumped in with the GC too fast. My first project, which almost bankrupted us. And so now we're very thoughtful about GCs. I will tell you though, the difference is my first project, I had to beg people to bid on my project. Now we got a little more cachet, right? So people bid on our projects now, which gives us a little more leverage and control. Right. All right. Well, appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for coming to hang out with us. Thank you for seeing it. Enjoy the rest of the tour. What up, Joe? What up, Reed? Love to have y'all at the annual bus tour. Thanks for coming out and support the project over at Higginbotham Art Residences. Love y'all.